Welcome back to a very sombre Where Owls Walk this week. Hope you're doing well. Of course, the news has hit all Wednesday fans hard this week that we have now, this weekend, watched the very last game that Barry Bannan will play in a blue and white shirt. How are you all doing? We've got Tom, Jez and Lewis to give their views on what's been quite an emotional weekend for Wednesday fans. Plus, also this week we're talking about who's been the best ever manager in terms of the style of play of football we've seen at Wednesday. Plus, we're doing the A to Z and we're up to letter M, of course. But, of course, we have to start this week's episode with a tribute, of course, to the man, the legend himself. As Woody says here, Barry Bannan, there won't be another, the GOAT. Tom, can you put into words what this man has done for the club?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a bit heartbroken, to be honest, that he's gone. I mean, since I've been watching Wednesday, I mean, he's probably been one of the only half-decent players we've had. And to go down with us twice, take multiple pay cuts, always just be our best player. To lose him is just going to be awful. And seeing him in a Millwall shirt isn't going to make it easy. But I think, if anything, it will hurt as well next season. I know we've got to move on at some point, but you'd think he'd be still one of the better players in the division next year. And losing that, it's going to be tough. But we're going to have to rebuild the whole squad anyway. I just wish he'd stayed at least till the end of the season and given him a proper send-off. But I can't blame him with the money he's on the last couple of years of his career. He's got to move on, I think.
Yeah, and for a potential promotion as well to possibly to the Premier League with Millwall. Let's look at a few more, shall we? Here, Jez, this one from Jay. In 40 plus years of visiting S6 with some special players, none have given as much as Barry Bannan. You'll never have to buy your own drink in Sheffield, and are always welcome. Thank you for being a leader and an inspiration. I'm sorry it's come to this. Please build the statue now. Yeah. Your own words, Jez. What does Barry Bannan mean to you as a fan?
I've said it previously, haven't we, in episodes months ago, that he's good as a club legend, but obviously the ability and what he's done for the club in supporting it going down and staying with them, and obviously he must have had chances before to leave. He'll be missed, but we were just saying, if we're going to move on and we're going to change the way the club is, we can't build around 36, 37-year-olds. But the ability we're going to miss, but we've got to move on. We've got to move on, but it will be missed.
Yeah, are you surprised at his decision here? I mean, no. What would you do in that situation?
No, he's 36. He's been offered, if it's 18 months or 2 years and a pay rise, who's to say that we turned it down, he stayed at the end of the season, he got injured, that opportunity's gone. If it's right and he's the one who's asked to leave, then he's done it for his own benefit, and who can blame him? If somebody's going to offer you double the money you're on now, I think we'd all do it, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
But, it's an opportunity. This Christmas will be 37. By the time he's finished his contract, he's 38. You've got to go for a payday, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Nobody's going to blame him.
I'm not sure how true this stat is, but it was found by Ronnie Pickering. It says Barry Bannan is and always will be a club legend. He leaves the club not where he wanted it to be, but my God, did he give it his all. Yeah, and then this stat from Sky, which, you'd like to believe is true, Lewis, is that since the start of the 18-19 season, looking at the top creators of the Premier League and the whole of the EFL in that 6-year period, he comes top. Even ahead of, as you can see the names on there, of De Bruyne and Salah and Bruno Fernandes. I mean, that is an incredible stat if true, isn't it, Liz?
Yes, but I don't really, it's believable, I suppose, with the chances created. But if it is true, it's great to see him come ahead of all them Premier League names. But yeah. I'm not sure. I'm not sure it is true. It might be.
Where do you stand on him leaving, Lewis? Were you in tears on Ashton Gate?
I think I'm probably the same as what Jez has said. I think it's obviously sad to see him go, and we'll miss him, especially in League One next season. But for him, it's a no-brainer. I think it's got to be done. He's going on more money to a better team, a chance of promotion, and things like that. For him, it's an absolute no-brainer. So I don't blame him at all. It is what it is, and hopefully we'll be back. We'll be back.
Yeah. Lots of people have pointed out the stuff he's done outside of the pitch, Tom. Chris McClure says, absolutely heartbroken, the best player, the best skipper, and even better bloke. Barry and his family are SWFC, and his wife is often on social media sticking up for him and has got herself involved in a few spats, of course, along the way. There was one that we saw when I think was it a away trip to Swansea, and a coach had broken down, or a car broken down, and he paid the £200 Uber fare for a group of fans to get back. Class on the pitch and class off it, Tom. Yeah.
Yeah, I think even with that Uber one, I think he asked them not to put it out there as well, which kind of says it all. But yeah, I think to see it as a captain, for him to not only on the pitch but off the pitch take, like, he cared so much, the fact that he'd actually do all these things, and I think he really took to the club. I saw Crystal Palace fans and other people saying how much of a good guy he was. And then a lot of other football fans, to see him crying at the end, is you don't really get that in football anymore. You don't get people staying for 10 years plus and giving it their all. So yeah, I wish him the best, and then hopefully he can come back in some capacity in the future as well.
Okay. Thank you, Barry, from all of us here. Right, should we dare talk footballing matters, Jez?
Bring it on.
Bristol City away, what did we learn?
Nothing.
Not much, yes.
Same. We learned that we're trying to play a formation and a style of football that we can't play with our players. If the fans can see that, the coaching staff and the management should be able to see that as well. So we have to try some. We're going to go down, so why don't we just go down fighting instead of just trying to create a culture with some players and a playing philosophy that's not worked and it's not going to change, and we keep losing 2 or 3-0. Then try something different, Charlie McNeil at right wing back, yeah, brilliant, but he's not a right wing back. Play him at centre forward or number 10. Let's if he's here next year and he's playing in League One, play him in the position he'll be playing. It's frustrating, but what can you do?
Yeah, and it's. I don't want to call out Pedersen here, Lewis, but I'm going to, because I listened to his interviews and I'm getting really tired of listening to him. To be honest, he doesn't inspire me when I listen to him. I can't think. I know you haven't got the squad, and I know you, but there are teams you should be having a better go at in some games. The Watford game was great when you went there and drew 1-1, and you just think, where's the fighting spirit of this manager? I just don't hear it. Am I being too harsh? No. I think exactly what Jez just said. I know we've not got the players and whatever, but we've got to put up a fight. And I don't think he's definitely not the manager for the job. And as harsh as it is, he's more. We said it a few weeks ago. He's more of a coach than a manager. And I think with putting Charlie McNeil right wing back and things like that, it's just getting it wrong, and just the selection of players and just how we're playing. He's just not the man for the job. I think we've definitely got to be playing more of the youth players and putting up more of a fight in games instead of losing 2-0 at the weekend, 3-0 last week, things like that. It's just, not scoring since Boxing Day. I think the stat is. It's just there's no fighting chance when you watch Wednesday. It's just completely flat. Wrexham at the weekend, Tom. Do you even? I'd ask you, do you even give yourself a chance? But I mean, when you look at
asking this question now,
I mean, you know what the narrative's going to be here from the media in the build up to that, don't you? It's going to be the paupers versus the princes and all of that kind of rubbish narrative. When you look at Wrexham and you look at yourselves, do you look at them with green eyes and envy at all?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to have an owner like that. Especially because they are a 4th league team really, and they've had that investment, and now they're a top championship team. I think they're going to spend 20 mil on someone. But I can see Windass coming back to haunt us as well. But I can't really see us winning a throw-in, to be honest, unless Svanti's going to get on it. I think, as mentioned with Pedersen, I think we haven't scored yet since Boxing Day. The game plan just seems to be get to half-time, 60 minutes, keep it tight, and then eventually the legs go and we concede a few late on. If we're going to lose anyway, I'd rather go out there and maybe try and get a goal, put it on a team. If we don't have Bannan now as well, get some runners in there. And I think if we went to Wrexham and just stuck it on them, went direct, maybe we'd get something. But if we're just going to do what we're doing at the moment, we're just going to wait until second half and then concede a few. So if he sticks with what he's going to do, I can just see it being 2 or 3-0 comfortable again to Wrexham.
Yeah. And then after that, Jez, we've got a couple of away games at Blackburn and Swansea. Then I think the next home game is Millwall. Millwall at home, isn't it? With Barry being back. That's going to be awkward.
Yeah. But every game's awkward. I mean, yeah. I mean, what do you? I mean, you've got to feel sorry for him in a way that he took the job, poison chalice, all this administration period. Actually, started in the summer, didn't it? When we got rid of 15 players, he's got this job. He's got to do the best he can. If you're not adapting, they know how we play. Now we've got less dial and we're XG's about 0.25. In the time that we've had no goal since Boxing Day, I think we've had 8 shots on target in whatever games it is. You know, it's just a repetition. And what do they say? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again. Well, you know, are we going to do it next year? If he keeps the job and we get a new, does he do the same again? And you know, we just might as well just put the scores up now, won't we? 2-0, 3-0, 1-0, 2-3, 1. You know, and then when we play to Bramall Lane, who knows what it's going to be?
Yeah, they keep mentioning that. We won't think about that just yet. There are some suggestions, Lewis. Just pack it in. Just let's just take our forfeit of I think 3-0. 3-0 going to be every game now. You don't buy into that, do you?
I think we mentioned that a few minutes ago with Pedersen and the way he's playing. I think when you watch Wednesday, it's more of a case of they have packed it in. I think there's no fighting spirit. There's no chances. It is really flat in Hillsborough. You know, sat watching it. I think I agree with just packing it in. To be honest, there's nothing there. You know, unless there's going to be a bit of fight. Then
we've got to play the goal difference. To be honest, if we just forfeit each game, we might actually have better goal difference than what it would be.
Yeah. You've got to play the games. You can't just pack it. But you've got to play the games. But you've got to play the games where you're not forfeiting, and that's what we're doing. So, you know, there's a bit in there. But one good thing about Bannan coming back is if he does sign for Millwall and he does come on Valentine's Day, the place will be full. So that, you know, then you can give him a send off. Yeah, it's the right one, it's the wrong one, but you know, it can roll on whenever this takeover comes in.
I suppose it'd be nice to see at the end of the game the sort of reception he should have got, the send off he should have got, the clapping of the full 4 stands.
Okay. Yeah. Bro. Right, let's move on then. We'll talk about Wrexham a little bit more next week. Of course, we know the result from that. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do so. There's 15-20 minutes of Sheffield Wednesday chat every single week, looking at the good, the bad, and some mad social media takes as well. We're up to letter M, though, in our countdown of Sheffield Wednesday legends and folklore. One entry per letter of the alphabet for one player beginning with M, so we'll get the panel's view on that. But it got us thinking about M for managers, and putting all this rubbish behind us a little bit. In your lifetime, which manager has brought you the best style of football? Maybe not the most successful, the ones with most trophies or got you in the promotions, but in terms of when you've gone to the stadium, you've actually enjoyed watching the side play with the style that the managers brought them. Now, next week we're going to do the worst, so we'll stand up in the comments.
That'll be a 2 hour.
In the comments, let us know who that's going to be, and we'll definitely read some of these out and put your name on the screen for next week. But for you, Lewis, in your short lifetime, whose football have you enjoyed the most?
Yeah, I think definitely as I was growing up, I think I might have said him for C as it in the alphabet, but Carlos. Back when I was growing up watching Wednesday, what got me into Wednesday, the first few games, the team that he had and the football playing, that's what got me into Wednesday. You know, the playoff. Yeah. I mean, it went downhill from that playoff in terms of owners and stuff, but yeah. that era is definitely my favourite.
Bill, Tom.
Yeah, I think I was going to say Carlos as well. I think Danny Rule obviously had some good times. I think I can remember a few going back, but obviously I was a bit young, so I don't really remember seasons, just the odd game. So yeah, I think Carlos, or we had about 6 months under Gary Monk where we were top of the league, and then I think once we lost to Stoke, I think it then started the decline, and then we got relegated, I think, season after, and I think that 6 months was was decent. But yeah, we're scraping the barrel. I think we got Steve Bruce, Lukai, Pulis. Yeah.
Best of a bad bunch, I think.
Yeah.
Right, Jez, no offence here, but you've got a few more years to choose from in this question.
Yeah, I've got a few more managers as well, yeah. I thought about it, and I kind of can't split Howard Wilkinson and Ron Atkinson.
Yeah.
I mean, my first manager was, when I started watching, was Jack Charlton, but I got the back end of that. But for up and at 'em style of play, Wilkinson, we're up every game, up at 'em, pressure, quality players, and then Atkinson, obviously, winning the League Cup and the promotion and what have you. So if I was to pick one, I'd go with Howard Wilkinson personally, just because Atkinson did the dirty. But, you know.
Good shouts all round. Cheers for that, fellas. Right then, to finish off this week then, the letter M. Halfway through the alphabet here. They've got some tricky letters coming up, by the way, the next couple of weeks. So we've got O and P and Q coming up, so make sure you're around to give them your help with some of those. Where are we with M then, please? Anybody?
I think I've just mentioned Carlos there. I think the same sort of era as in growing up watching Wednesday. I remember Marco Matthias and that goal against Leeds, I think it was. That's the first one that jumped out at me when I think M. That's one of my favourite players growing up. So
yeah, good shout. Tom, anyone?
Yeah, I think Marcus Tugay. I think Tugay. I think he was maybe my first favourite player. Goals in the derby. He's kind of standout. I also had Gary Medine for more infamous on and off the pitch antics, but yeah, he was a good player for us. Off the pitch, not so much.
Okay. Just sell this.
M's good. M's a good letter. So you can go Brian Marwood, Gary Megson, Don Megson, Martinez the keeper, Steve McLean. Got some proper M's, but I'd go for Brian Marwood.
Okay.
Because of his ability to cross from behind the fullback. You didn't have to take him on. Quality. Just a proper good winger.
Brilliant. Okay. Sorry, lads, we'll go with that if that's okay.
It's tough for me and Lewis because we have really good players, managers in the last 10 years or so.
Yeah. Right. Slightly tough one next week. Letter N. Let us know your thoughts on all of that. Right. Thank you very much, you three. Thanks for dressing in black as well, appropriately, for this episode.
I think I missed the memo, yeah.
You did, yeah. There we go. Yeah.
There we go, yeah.
Is that signed as well, is it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Yeah. You met him, have you? Is it?
Yeah, I've done a bit with him, yeah, and my daughter got a birthday message from him and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
It just shows how classy he was off the pitch, I think. Just saying that at the end.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Cheers, you three. Enjoy the game against Wrexham, if you can, and we'll catch you
Might struggle with that one.
7 days' time. Thanks for your good humour. Catch you later.
Thank you.